Hello, Lacrima here, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to show you my painting process for the recent 1-week portrait challenge. If you want to learn more about this challenge, check out the website Paintable CC. Beside of this yearly free course, it offers plenty of tips and free brushes. You can see me using some of them in this portrait and in some of my other artworks. I really can recommend them. So, day 1 was about sketching and line art. For this I set a grid in Photoshop as a guide here and started with the overall shape of the portrait. My sketch isn't really geometrical as it was taught in the tutorial though, so I'd recommend watching it for a more easy start. For me personally, it also worked this way. Okay, sorry, but let me tell you how much I'm in love with the reference image. Just look at how the red and blue colors contrast each other in such a beautiful way. I simply love the flow of her hairs, the makeup, flowers, the dress. Also the pose itself is so interesting to look at. I have so many references collected that would have been perfect for this challenge, but the combination of sharp and soft edges in the shadows here really catched my attention. I'm sorry for all the praise. Well, not really. It's just too gorgeous to ignore. You can find the name of the photographer and the model in the description. Day 2 started with the middle tone as a base for the coloring and then choosing the dark and light tones for the shadows and highlights. Probably the parts could have been done in a more simple way, but I really had fun figuring out where the different tones would blend in. The background was really simple, so that part wasn't really much of effort. The big challenge started with day 3. It was kinda difficult for me to find out a good balance between the soft and hard edges, and I lost myself in colors again. Each time I looked at my reference I saw other colors that I felt needed to be in the shadows. I don't know who felt this similar. At least to me my eyes are always shifting back from rendering to coloring. And so on. I'm not sure if it was a curse or a blessing to focus on all the possible details, but if you take part in the challenge, focus on the daily tasks. It will be much more easy and less time consuming. Either way I found it good to beat in 1 week, and they also give some extra days to finish it. It was a lot of fun to render her dress because it had all these crispy wrinkles in the upper part and those softer shadows beneath, and it was not too complicated to paint. I spent a lot more time on her skin, especially the arms, to get those interesting shapes as close as possible, and that's why I really love to work with references. Because referencing allows you to see how shadows and light behave on bones and other parts that are hidden under the skin. So I would always favor that over imagination, but not only for that reason. If you want to see how you can use references for your own original characters, I will link some videos where you can watch my process from reference mashup to final illustration. So hopefully it will help you on that part. Day 5 was all about details, and that was where most of the work has been waiting. This means adding and blending skin pores, refining eyes, brows and so on is going to happen here. That being said, it is very helpful to flip the canvas during the process, because your eyes have probably got used to the picture too much. When it came to my most favorite part, it's always very difficult to me to stop. I have a deep obsession with hairs, and seeing all these strands is like caffeine to my inner perfectionist. I straight up could spend hours just for the hairs and still feel if they were unfinished. But now I look at the speed painting, I pretty much like the stage where the hairs are all soft as well. For this challenge it would have been fine, I guess. It's much easier to say afterwards and not during your obsession mode. I mean, hairs? Blue hairs? I just can't. I wanted to add some tattoos during day 4, but couldn't make any good decisions, so I needed to search for more inspiration. The one she has in the reference image has a really interesting shape, but I somewhat can't really see what it is. Plus it feels as if some more tattoos would suit her very well and spice the composition up. I was thinking about what might match with the flowers and her overall aesthetic, so I went for flowers and a moth. Her blue hairs reminded me on that cold moon, and I found this perfect tattoo by Amber Jane that also had this dotted moon and geometrical shapes that I really loved. For the flowers on her arms I added those shapes to make it look more connected and less random. I hope it worked. Let me know what you think. I will link the tutorial by Paintable how to add tattoos on your paintings, which really helped me. My favorite step was the last one. I've always wanted to try out textures on my art, but have been too afraid to fail. I think I only really did it once, which was also thanks to the Paintable videos. I'm really grateful this challenge kind of forced me to get out of my comfort zone, and also big thanks for linking all those fabulous free brushes from different artists. It's made my illustration look so sick and much better without them, and all the happy mistakes. My impression of this challenge was very positive. I think I could have been faster if I didn't lose myself into details. Maybe it would have looked less interesting or even more interesting. Who knows? Anyways, I'm really satisfied with the result, and I think it really is my best portrait so far. The tutorials really helped my portrait to the next level, and I'm looking forward to next year. If time allows, I will definitely take part in the challenge again. So, what can I say? The slogan, "Create your best portrait ever," is not just an exaggeration and really keeps its promise. If you joined the 1-week portrait this year, what step was the most fun and which was the most difficult to you? I hope we can exchange some experiences and tips in the comments. Thank you really much for watching. Have a wonderful weekend and stay creative.